Hi gorgeous, welcome to High Vibe Honey for the week of the 3rd of September 2018. I am your host, Gala Darling, and I have some amazing cards for you. You are going to have an action-packed week, and I suspect that you already know that, but these cards totally reaffirm it. So without further ado, let's dive into it. I have a lot of things to tell you. So you may recall that last week we pulled cards and I told you that you had the choice between taking the easy way or the hard way. And we all have this habit of thinking we need to learn things the difficult way. We need to suffer. We have to be punished. We have to really fuck it up in order for us to learn the lessons. But this is just something that we tell ourselves. This is just an old belief and we can get rid of it. And last week we worked on getting rid of it through the tapping that we did at the end of the reading. Now this week I decided to pull one tarot card from the deck that I used last week and then 3 normal cards from another deck. So the card that I pulled is our solo card, kind of like an oracle card. You're gonna laugh when you see this, was the star again. And you may recall that last week the star was the thing that showed us that there was an easier way of doing things. So do you know what this means to me? And I'm so proud of you and I'm so excited for you about this. This card showing up tells me that you chose the easy way. You decided that you did not have to suffer and you decided that you could learn it another way, and I am so happy for you. And I did the exact same thing this week. There was a fork in the road and I got to choose whether I was gonna suffer and slog it out or whether I was gonna be like, you know what, it's cool. I'm just gonna let this happen and I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna take my attention off it. That's exactly what I did. And wouldn't you know it, when you take your grabby little hands off of the thing that you are working to manifest, it all just starts to fall into place easily. You don't even have to do anything. So this card, to me, tells me that you have learned some really big lessons this week and you have decided that you don't have to learn things the hard way, and I am so happy for you. And hopefully this is the beginning of you realizing that you get to do things the easy way all the time. There's literally no area in your life in which it has to be difficult, in which it has to be a struggle. Holy shit, can we get a fucking parade around here? Like, that is some serious stuff to realize, especially at such a young, sprightly age as you are. So I'm really happy for you that this card came up. For all of us, actually, I'm really proud of us. I think we fucking smashed it this week, so well done. So here's the plot twist about this card. The plot twist is that it showed up reversed. So the star reversed means that you are being tested. So even though you've chosen the easy way, it may still be a little bit difficult right now. What this card in the reversed position is really about is a test of faith. It is about temporary setbacks that actually help us to get to where we're going. And these temporary setbacks end up becoming a really important part of the journey. They become a really interesting, juicy, succulent, substantial piece of the puzzle in terms of getting to where we want to go. And I promise you, you will look back at this time and you will understand with great clarity exactly why it happened the way that it happened and why it really did have to happen that way in order for things to really come to fruition in the way that they're going to come to fruition. Remember what I said a few weeks ago about how your higher self is always looking for the most satisfying way to get you to the thing that you want. Not the fastest way, not the most efficient way, but the most satisfying. And it's the twists and turns that make things so interesting and make things so satisfying. So do not lose faith. Your faith may be tested this week, but do not lose it. The universe always has your back. And the star reverse tells us that we are coming to a period of massive transformation, massive awakening. And we don't get to those things unless we go through some kind of trial, some kind of challenge. And so I want you to just keep your chin up this week. It's all gonna be okay. So this week is going to actually be extremely action-packed. All the cards that I pulled are like go, go, go. So let's jump into them. The first card that I pulled is the King of Swords. And he is, I mean, look at him. He's not fucking around. He is not fucking around. The King of Swords is all about intellect. The King of Swords can solve any problem. He's able to zoom out, be extremely detached and objective, and look at all the options and solve some problems. So what this tells me is that this week you're really going to be using your intellect and your analytical mind to solve problems that come your way. You're really going to be able to detach from things and look at them objectively and make sense of them and then know what to do. This card is going to give you a lot of clarity this week. You're going to be able to see the forest for the trees, as they say. Things are going to make a lot of sense to you. It's all going to come together, which is fantastic. And what I want to encourage you to do this week when it comes to this card is to tell the truth and to communicate really fairly with people. So if there's something that's a little bit of a tricky situation, like I said with the star, you might be getting some challenges this week. I want you to remember that honesty is always the best policy. And the reason it's a cliche is because it's fucking true. So I want you to really make sure that you're communicating as fairly and as openly as you can and really using your mind. Don't get bogged down in your emotions this week. I don't think you're going to have time for that, honestly. I think you're going to be like king or queen of the to-do list. You're going to be on one this week. And that is backed up by our second card, which is the sun. She is just hanging out with the sun, loving it, wearing a saucy two-piece and a great purple wig. She's all about it. So good. So the sun is about success in every area of your life. It's about everything coming together and everything feeling really good. If you're wondering about what the sun is about, there are a couple of ways of thinking about it. One is to think of it like, what is it like to be a Leo? And if you've met some like super high octane Leos, you know that they prowl around, they're very proud of themselves, they radiate when they walk into a room, and they really have such a great aura and energy and charisma. They're warm like the sun. When they pay attention to you, it's like the sun's rays are touching you. And the other way of thinking about it is like, if you were the goddess of the sun, how would you feel? And that's what this card is telling us is coming to you in terms of a feeling. So you're going to feel really confident. You're going to feel really powerful. You're going to feel that it's okay to let your light shine, and you're going to feel really energetic, really healthy, full of vitality, and all of those good things. The other thing that the sun can denote is an intellectual breakthrough. And when you put this with this guy, I think the intellectual breakthroughs this week are going to be next level. I think you're going to be able to get a little bit of distance from whatever you've been going through, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this makes sense, that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. And because it's an intellectual breakthrough, I think you might be realizing that you don't need to take things personally. You don't need to take on what other people are doing in their lives as something that is about you, because here's the secret. What other people do is never about you. It is always about them. So I really feel like you're going to be getting enough space and distance from a situation to truly understand it and see it for what it is this week, which will be fantastic. The other thing that the Sun card is about is rising to prominence, being the center of attention, maybe getting those accolades or the acclaim or the praise that you've been waiting for a long time. And the Sun is also a really enthusiastic card. So even though the cards on either side of this, so like our King of Swords and the next card I'm going to tell you about, are very like intellectual and lofty and action oriented, and there's a lot going on in your world, the Sun tells me that you're going to be able to deal with all of it with an optimistic attitude. You're going to feel good about it. You're going to be ready to tackle anything, and it's all going to feel kind of simple and good and warm and joyful. So that's fantastic. Then our final card is the King of Wands. Check him out. Now, the Wands is about fire, and fire is about energy, it's about action, it's about making things happen. And that is why this week, I mean, just with these three alone, it tells me there is so much movement in your world, there is so much happening. It's just an action-packed fucking time. So the King of Wands is a natural leader. He's very charismatic. He's great at delegating. He can get people to do things for him, and he can keep them in like a good interpersonal standing at the same time. So he can get people to do things for him, but they're never mad about it. In fact, they're really happy to help. This card enjoys challenges. So it's interesting that we got our reversed star, which tells us there are going to be some challenges this week. But King of Wands says, fuck that, bring it on. I love to prove how fucking consistent I can be. I love to prove how resilient I can be. I love to prove that I have lots of ideas and methods and people at my disposal that I can implement in 2 seconds and I can solve any problem. So it's a really good place to be. The star reverse could be a little bit like, oh my God, but with the King of Wands, it's like, baby, you got it in the bag, and you're gonna really enjoy proving your competence this week. You're gonna get high on that shit. High on your own supply. Because this is coming up, I want you to really remember what your big vision is this week. Really remember what your goals are and make sure you're focused on them, because it might be that you get scattered, you get carried away with all the millions of things you want to do. So I want you to just remember that there are a few things in your life that are really important to you, and make sure that you're contemplating them and taking them into account when you're putting all of these pieces together as your week progresses. This card is about leadership, it's about taking risks, and it's about creating things. So maybe you'll be creating a new piece of art this week. Maybe you will be rallying the troops and pointing them in a direction. Maybe you will be trying something completely new or making a big change. I don't know what it's gonna be. All I know is that you're going to have an action-packed week. And I know that I'm gonna have an action-packed week too. I go back to New York on Wednesday. I'm there for 2 weeks to clean out my whole apartment, get rid of everything pretty much, except for most of my clothes, and then come back to LA. And if you're in New York, I'm gonna be having a Shop My Life sale out of my apartment before I leave it. So I will give you all the information about that here on YouTube and on Instagram before it happens. So stay tuned for that if you wanna pick through my jewelry and my clothes and my weird furniture. It's gonna be a hoot, as they say. So I ran out of Perrier Lime. It's a very sad day, so I'm drinking water out of my Brita pitcher, but at least my glass is iridescent. I mean, that's really pretty. I'm down with that. So drink some water. Yum. Yum. It's really not that tasty, whatever. We are going to tap today on having the ability and the strength and the confidence to get through everything that the week throws at us, because like I said, it's gonna be a busy week. There's gonna be a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on. And even though you're going to feel good about it, you might at times be overwhelmed, you might be stressed out, you might feel like there's too many things to do. You're gonna be having these intellectual breakthroughs while also trying to rally the troops, make things happen, etc. I know for me, I'm going to be going back to New York, starting to pack my apartment, seeing all my friends. I'm gonna be juggling a lot of things. And so this is to help us understand and feel really good and secure in the juggling of it all, because we wanna feel like it's easy and it's not stressful and it just is an easy thing to get through. So drink your water and let's get started on the karate chop point right here. Okay. Oh my God, I'm already yawning. Holy shit. Okay. Even though I know this is going to be an action-packed week, I forgive myself for being tired already. Even though I know there are going to be so many things to do, I accept myself. And even though I might already be feeling overwhelmed, I know that I can meet any challenge head on. I know that I have the skills required to get me to the next level. And I know that these are things I need to do in order to become the person I want to become. So even though I'm a little bit overwhelmed by the gravity of the week coming up, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. And I'm ready to tackle it with grace and with enthusiasm and joy, and to make it as fun as possible. yawning so much because I didn't think this was a thing, but clearly it's a thing. Okay, starting on the top of the head. Actually, let's drink some more water because this might be a big guy. Okay, top of the head. Even though I am overwhelmed with everything I have to do, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. Even though I have so much on my plate, and I'm a little intimidated. I don't totally know how I'm gonna get it all done. And I'm worried that I'm gonna be stressed out about it. I'm worried that it's not gonna feel good. I'm worried that it's not gonna be an enjoyable week. Even though I have these fears, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. I know that there are going to be some challenges this week. And I know that my faith is going to be tested this week. But I'm ready to face it head on. I'm ready to deal with this next week in the most powerful way I know how. I'm ready to demonstrate my intellect. I'm ready to demonstrate my leadership. I'm ready to do what needs to be done. Because I know that as I go through these challenges, it is preparing me for expansion. It is preparing me for the next level. It is preparing me for transformation and for awakening and for being the baddest bitch I can be. So I'm ready to face it with confidence, to call in reinforcements when I need them, and to have fun with it. And so it is. Wow, yes. Oh my God. That feels better. By the way, I've been doing a lot of one-on-one sessions recently, and something that people are really surprised by is how much it kind of takes out of them afterwards. And in fact, it's even the same for me. So even though I'm tapping with these clients on their issues, it really wipes me out too. So if you do these tapping sessions with me and you then feel really tired, I want you to honor yourself and take a nap if you need to, or go lie in a bath and unwind. Do whatever you need to do so that you can just relax into it, because this is tiring stuff. You are shifting a lot of energy. You are rewiring your brain and your body in a totally different way. You're teaching your body to respond differently to stimulus, and there's a little bit of a leap that it has to make in order to do that. So if you do feel tired after tapping, please take a nap if you can, and as always, drink as much water as possible. Now, just like every other week, I would love for you to comment below with what you are manifesting, and do it in the past tense as if you're telling your grandkids about it and it's already happened. For example, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm fully settled into my new home in California. Everything's easy and my life has a beautiful, sexy routine that feels really good to me. Just like that. So easy. I love it. And if you are in LA on Sunday the 23rd of September, I'm going to be doing a fall equinox ritual and workshop, which is going to be really, really special. We only have a few tickets left. The link is below. We would love to see you there. We can do selfies afterwards. The venue has a really cool bright pink bathroom. Like, it's going to be pretty amazing. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to post photos afterwards, and you're going to be really mad that you didn't show up. So grab your ticket. I would love to see you, and I will see you next week for another High Vibe Honey, and this time I'll be recording it in my apartment in New York. I wonder how empty it'll be. Probably not that empty by then, but the week after that, it's gonna be like a war zone in there. But these cards tell me it's all gonna be okay, and that tapping especially, we've all got this in the bag. I love you. Have a beautiful week.